Welcome back to Orange Nation. Monica, this one's so gone, Steve. Like the Bills playoff hopes.
I knew something was coming. You had that smile on your face. You had that smirk. All right, let's go to our guest line. We've kept our next guest waiting long enough.
She's apparently a Bills fan.
Yes, we are pleased to be joined by Kyra Wood, junior forward for the SU women's basketball team. She joins us from down in Charlotte at the ACC tip-off event. Kyra, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I'm sure you heard some of that. We got sidetracked talking about the Bills. I've been getting beaten up the last couple of days/weeks about our team. I hear that you are a big Bills fan. You're obviously from Buffalo. Help me out here. Is the Bills season over, or do you still have hope in this team?
You know what? I went into the season saying I really don't know about the Bills this year, and I just was going to watch the first game, see how we did terrible, and then we won the second game. I'm like, okay, maybe, I have a little bit of hope, but ever since Matt Milano is out and Tre'Davious White and Ed Oliver is now out and Dawson Knox is now out, it's just, it's just not looking in our favor right now. Unfortunately, I do have to say it's not looking too pretty for us as of now.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. But the injuries that is a good reason. I was talking about the injuries. They kept saying, "Oh, those are excuses, Steve." But
it's
yeah,
real.
when you lose your three best defensive players, it's hard to make up for that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's talk some hoops now. As you get ready for year 2 here at Syracuse, what did you take from last year playing under Coach Jack, and something you can apply to this year?
I think a lot of the character and principle aspects. Sorry if it's loud in the back right now. I'm a little. There's no quiet rooms, but
Oh, that's okay.
It's all right.
Coach Jack, her passion kind of comes over to me and is infectious upon the entire team, and so bringing that in, playing for her, playing for us, having that desire to do better, to want better for ourselves. She is a big stickler on playing for yourself, playing for that girl in the mirror, playing for your dreams, your desires, your future. And so I think we always keep that in mind, especially me hearing that so much last year. I'm not just going to throw it under the rug. I do play for myself. I play for my family. I play for my brother, my dad, my mom, whatever it is, I play for those people. So I think just keeping that in mind and reminding myself of what she expects of us is a big thing coming into the second year.
Kyra, you said a moment ago that you didn't know what to expect out of the Bills going into this year. We didn't really know what to expect out of your team going into last year with the new coaching staff and so many new players. Were you guys surprised with the amount of success you had last year? And is there a carryover effect from how well you played last year? Did that give you some momentum going into the offseason and now into this year?
It's definitely given us momentum. Last year, I think it wasn't excuses because it was real. We had an entire new team with 3-4 returners from the previous team. So it wasn't an excuse, but it was definitely a factor that we had all these different personalities, different people from different conferences, people from different, states all over the world. And so that was definitely a factor. And we thought it was going to be one of those chaotic, going into the new coaching, going into the new players type of season. And it wasn't. And we proved to ourselves that we were of caliber to compete with ACC talent. And I think proving that to ourselves, seeing how far we went, even if we were striving for beyond that once we realized that March Madness, and we got slipped of that. And so I feel like having that right there and in the realm and distance that we could just grab it and not being able to hold on to it, it's definitely been something that we want to focus on this year, and been something that we want to be able to grab and take hold of this year.
All right, curious to get your thoughts on just Syracuse, individually for you. You were at Temple, you end up transferring in, and now, again, year 2 for you here. What's your experience been like, on campus as a student athlete at SU?
I love Syracuse. I think that it's definitely different from Temple. It's definitely a different, Temple was a city. It was smack dab in the middle of the city. And so here it's definitely a college town. And I always wanted that, so I'm grateful for it. Being a student athlete, the community that we have, the friends that I've made just from them being on the football team, the basketball team, soccer, whatever it is, lacrosse. everybody kind of feeds off of each other's energy, if that makes sense. Like, we're all pretty positive, like upbeat people. We hang out, we go out, whatever we want to do. We have that community sense of surrounding. So even if it's not just student athletes, it's a community too. Going to football games, people recognizing you, people saying, "Oh, good luck this season," stuff like that. Like, it's very uplifting to have such a community that's like supportive of you. So.
That's great that you're having a wonderful experience. Glad to hear that, Kyra. Let's talk about this team that you've got put together going into into this season. I know Deasia Fair is down there with you in Charlotte. How important was it for this team to get her to come back, right? Because we didn't know her future plans when last season ended. There was a chance she might go pro. She ends up coming back. How important is it to have her back in the mix as you get ready for the new season to begin?
Yeah, we were all in her ear about coming back. We all wanted her to come back. Obviously, she's a big part of Syracuse women's basketball, so that wasn't something that we were willing to easily get rid of that quickly, especially if she had that extra year to come back. But I think just focus on the fact that we don't have another year to waste. We were so close to it last year, and I think bringing in the talent that we did, bringing in Alyssa Latham, bringing in Sophie Burrows, bringing in Izza from Michigan. I think that's where she went. Yeah, Michigan. Bringing in some talent on top of the returners that we already have here that know Coach Jack's philosophy, know how she wants us to, represent Syracuse University and Syracuse women's basketball. It's kind of been fluid transferring from or rolling over, I guess, from last year into this year. So I feel like us just embarking on that and realizing that we can't have another year to go to waste because Deasia, this is her last year. We can't beg her to come back. Like, there's no option to. So just making sure that we don't take this year for granted is what we've been focusing on.
All right, 1 week from today, it all gets started with the exhibition game against the College of St. Rose. What are you as a team trying to get out of this exhibition game before you jump it up for real against Lafayette?
I think we're just trying to get reps up. I think one of our biggest things this year is going to be defense, and I think that putting that out on the floor against somebody other than ourselves or our practice players is going to give us a kind of idea of where we're at defensively. Obviously, St. Rose is in the same caliber as the ACC. They're not in the same division, I should say. I shouldn't say caliber, but they're not in the same division, and so it might not be the exact replica, but I think getting against other people that aren't in our same circle will give us an idea of how we can really compete with these teams and not compete offensively, but compete defensively and get some stops too. So.
All right, Kyra, I know that your time is limited there. You've been very gracious with it. Any final message for the fans here before we let you go today?
Please come out and support us. I would love to see the same amount of support that you guys go for the Syracuse men's basketball at the Syracuse women's basketball. That is all I have to say.
All right, Kyra, great stuff. It was a pleasure talking with you today. Enjoy your time down in Charlotte, and we will see you in action a week from today inside the Dome.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Kyra Wood joining us here on the show. I like her even better. She's a Bills fan. We'll take a time out.
She's nice about it, though.
She is nice about it.
She's not. You're a little cocky, I think.
There was no cockiness. I said the Chiefs have separated themselves. That is a factual statement.
But you keep going to the one like that time, but you never shut up about them. How often do I bring up the Steelers?
We talked a lot about the Steelers on yesterday's show.
You asked me if Kenny Pickett was the guy. I didn't say they were on the verge.
We talked about the questionable call at the end. We talked about Watt for MVP. We talked about Kenny Pickett.
Your arrogance is off the charts. The chat is correct.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Non-Bills fans speaking. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll wrap up hour number one next on ESPN Radio.